Hello everyone, I'm Gravecloak, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 101 of Factorio with the Z-Block mod, where we will continue work on our aluminium production. But first we need to get some machines for making sodium hydroxide, so let's go grab that. And yeah, we have processed our gemolite chunks, so that part is actually done. But now we need to mix our aluminium with sodium hydroxide. And we should probably just grab some powder mixers while we're here. And yeah, those should be on this line, right? Or am I wrong about that? Should be right. Oh, right here. Sure, let's just grab 20. And then we need hydro plants tier 2 and electrolyzer tier 2. Let's just take all of those. Where is hydro plants? Have we not made those? Were we meant to do it around here? No, I think that would be for other resource stuff. So this is all from this category, right? Did we just not get to doing this? Oh wait, I remember we found out it was tier 1 and then we made it up here. Okie dokie. It doesn't require anything from the tier 2 stuff. Like brick and bronze. Clay brick, that is. Let's just store a few more of those and we should be good. Let's just make some space for some normal brick here. So we can grab some and put on our way down. Yeah, let's also just fuel as many of these as we can. And then we don't have enough for these, oh well. Let's do something about that though. We need the underground pipe at some point, I'm sure. And we wanted brick. Why do we still have that? I'm not sure. Good. So we want our sodium hydroxide right in this space here, because we have it and are not using it for anything. So let's just try and do some design first and then we will fit it in afterwards. We needed, I think I calculated 24 groundwater balls for your 1400 water. And divided on 7 machines, that should just be 5 per machine. No, 4. 7, 14, 28. Yes, 4 per machine. That makes saline water and purified water, and we need to get rid of purified water, and we will need 200 clarifiers for almost 1,000 purified water. Good. The saline water needs to go into 3 electrolyzers. Seven of these is quite a large setup already. We can make a quite wide setup though. We have A lot of space to play with here. And we could even go smaller on this if we just did this instead. Then they will just overlap a little bit, but that's no problem. Let's just do this manually. This to fit, or be directly across. So maybe we could fit one of these in the middle here. Not sure if that makes sense though. Probably not. So we have fluids coming at the end of these. Maybe we have them connected, maybe not. And maybe we just scale the 3 up to 4. Something like this. We're gonna need more space though. And we could also just do this out here instead if we wanted to. But if I can prevent it, I will. I need 7 of these and not just 6, so we will need another one of those. Still have space to save down here. That make a better case for this sort of setup. Can't fit 2 in here anyway. Let's just move this over a little bit so we do not have to care about that. That one needed to stay. Could have this one in here if we wanted to, I guess. We could also just maybe turn it around. No, I guess not. So I can't have it fitting in the middle here anyway. Then I don't think I want it. Because this would not tile very well. No. But we fit clarifiers in here. So annoying with these how they're not correctly mirrored, because you can't mirror dual fluid output stuff. I just want to mirror these outputs. That would make everything so much easier. Could of course just offset this. Then we don't really gain anything over here unless we make space in between. Then they are right across from each other. But that also becomes a mess, sort of. But then we could have this. Both inputs right there, and this would need to carry on. But then we also get the two outputs of this, chlorine and hydrogen, that we're going to burn. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Maybe we don't need to use all of the space here. Maybe we should just get it a little bit closer to each other. Something like that. And then have the 4 electrolyzers after this. Can we somehow connect these, or do we have to have 4 tiles in here? This can't be directly opposite this if we want to only have 3 tiles, so this is probably the best we can get. Would this space just be better for this? We don't need that for anything either, so it shouldn't be a problem, other than maybe just getting our iron ore from this aluminium setup up to here. Could also just try and make it down here. We need to process aluminium and zinc in this general area. Maybe that takes a lot more space, but then nah, I don't like that idea. Let's just get this somewhere where we can actually play around without worrying about space. So we need at least 7, so let's go for 8, so we have something nice and orderly. The output's just fine of that, good. And then we need 4 electrolyzers. Let's just get rid of these power poles though. So, electrolyzer. Just gonna need these in. Have to do something about the purified water somewhere else. The outputs of these should easily be handled by just 1 flare stack. Maybe we just do this. Somehow, but that is for later. The solid output of these is what we actually need. And I guess we can just put that in the middle along with this stuff. We could also bring the purified water to the other end of the setup actually. Maybe that's better. 5 or maybe 6 clarifiers down here. Space maybe. If we just rotate and we can do it in a smaller amount of space. Or not in there. Just there. And then something like that maybe. But yeah, that should work. And it's not the worst thing I have ever designed. Okay. That works. Let's just spend a little bit of this. Just so we have the space to have our build back in our inventory instead of in junk. So give me that back. And we will have sodium hydroxide here. And we'll just merge those at the end somewhere. And that's actually... that feels like quite a lot to just get 1.9 sodium hydroxide per second. Yeah, that's probably what we need anyway. I think this is fine. Something like that. Did this not get copied over? Probably because I made mistakes. Okay. So this is the setup we actually need here. All of this space is not reserved for anything. We were doing slag and stone here, but we are handling that locally at the moment, so we can use that space if we want to. Could also try to put this in here, but then we need to do something about this fuel line. Could also move this up here instead. So then we don't need the fuel line here, at least we need it out here somewhere, I think. But nah, let's just... having such a hard time making a decision on this. Could also just place it here. That'd be okay. Sure, let's go with that. connected again, and let's re-enable robots. Let's just put this down. If we get problems with it, we'll relocate it, I guess. We need more clarifiers. Should really get these back and make them into tier 2 instead. Not have any of those anywhere, I guess not. Okay. So we need power for this. There's no pretty way to power this, I feel like. So maybe we just do something like this. Let's reach. If this. Oh, it can. No? Oh, it's because these are further over, so this won't reach this. Because this is one tile closer. Dang it. That won't reach either. Just make this ugly, I guess. Screw it. That won't work. It should work, I think. Good enough. So yeah, we get sodium hydroxide now. Want to just output the same build? Well, this can't reach, so I guess we just do that. And try and forget all about it. Okay. So let's call those done for now at least. We need to do this in 4 of these. And that all goes into 1 of these. And again, that all goes into 1 of those. Very few machines involved in that. Yeah, of course, scale it up. Duplicate stuff if we want to. And also just try making something. This can all be put onto 1 build. Then a blast furnace, and I don't have those on me. Induction furnace, casting machine, and that should be most of it. We do need, is it liquefiers for this stuff? Yes. We have liquefiers, yes, so that shouldn't be a problem. First, blast furnace. Good. And that needs fuel as well, so we need to try and remember that. And then we smelt that into ingots. And then we smelt those ingots into molten stuff. And then we need 5 the casting machines. This is not the greatest part about this, let's be honest. This would be better. Yes. This would be an even better footprint. And we should still be able to insert from all of this. How about the fuel though? We need fuel in here, we need fuel in here, and we also need carbon in here, so it's probably just using that as fuel, or this one at least. Charcoal for that. So that's just one furnace with fuel. And we need steam. Do that in an electric boiler if we want to. That's 40 per second. Why do we not see boilers here? Stay in here, okay. So how much steam is this producing? I think we can see that on the boiler itself. 60 per second. That's fuel, or I guess one electric boiler that just requires electricity. Where is it again? This one. That's more than the 9.4 that we need. So let's do that. Should we put it in the yellow? So I remember, probably. Good. Brown. Into the liquefier along with charcoal. Figure out a good way to mix all of this together. Why am I stuck? Because of that apparently. Oh. This is actually a quite small setup, so maybe we should be okay with just expanding it a little bit to make the needed stuff. We need fuel in here and in here. And this is where we needed the carbon. Oh, let's just make a carbon setup first, and then we can try and fit it in. You will make carbon. Electric boilers I don't have here, but I think we have automated it. It's right here. Good. So let's actually go grab some clothes. Anything else we need while we're there? Nanobots maybe? That should help. Go get me all. I didn't bring the tier 1 electrolyzers again, dang it. Give me those. We're getting close here at least. Having the aluminum plate, I mean. It's just a matter of fitting everything together. So where do we have the aluminium? Up here. Maybe we should have the iron and copper up here on these two belts, because those need to go upwards. And that would just make it a little simpler. I think we will do that. But let's try and finish this first. Good. And a groundwater ball. Have I used all of those? Oh, we ran out of over here. Okay. And I don't have any more here, it seems. Dang it. And I can't even make more. So I really should have brought those. Well, for now, let's just have a look here. Guess this will be the smallest. Oops. Fuel into this. Oh, charcoal. So actually, we have extra space because we need a furnace. Something like that. Input for the furnace. And this needs to go against this somehow. Or be put in there. And if we just mirror this, can't. If we do this, that's a mirror. Try something like this, because we need the fuel into both of these. How fast will this produce charcoal? 3.5 seconds for 5. With the crafting speed of 1. So at least it's making more than enough for this. But what if we wanted to fuel these with this as well? Or maybe just this. That should work. Have the fuel here somehow. It could be out here. Or we could have all of this over here. Somehow. Still able to reach the blast furnace that needs the carbon with this. But it doesn't really matter, or does it? But this is a little bit of a smaller footprint, I believe. Yes. I guess we are just putting the fuel in here. This needs to be the aluminium and sodium hydroxide. And then we need to do whatever we want with the zinc. Good. This all just goes in here, I think. Maybe just here, so we can get the fuel past the sodium hydroxide production. But then we probably need to move it around anyway, so why not just save the space and put it right here. So this needs to come up. I guess we're just going under there. Something like that. You are now aluminium. And we'll merge with this, I guess. Or just do it right there. Is this too slow? It seems very slow. But it does take 6 seconds to... It is a little bit too slow. Okay, well, we can optimize. And then how much output do we get? 12? Good. And then we need fuel in there. And we have the fuel right here. I think we're just gonna run that fuel close to this stuff. And then if we need it for the zinc or anything else, then we will fix that. Power stuff. We are gonna need pipes up here. We need to transfer the alumina. We could do that here, I guess. And if we then power everything up. Should see some stuff here if we just add one of these. Good, that's carbon. And that's put into there, but not into there now. So how did I expect to do that? We can do that, I guess. Fuel to there. Sure. All good. And that needs to go over here. And that needs to be put in plate. This is really not the prettiest setup I ever made. Sometimes it's just a little bit harder than others. Oh well. I'm just gonna ignore that for now. We don't need that much. We're not gonna scale on this or anything, I don't think. But I just want to see if we have bottlenecks anywhere. The output of these is still a little slow. No, it's not. This is slow though. This is slow as well. Let's start from the end, I guess. Make sure that this can get through. That is fast enough now. Did we really have a problem with just one here? No, we did not. Oh, we needed 2 of these. That's my bad. That's why only 3 of these were running. Well, we are redesigning a little bit then. That might also just make this prettier, actually. But we shall see. Well, let's keep that there for now. And put these next to each other out here somehow. Well, this is within the same footprint, it seems, so that's good. We would probably want these to actually move down, and then move these down as well. That's just a little bit better. Still lose a tile here that we might as well have somewhere else, but am I gonna worry about it? Not really. And then we need the casting furnaces at the end here somehow. And that is wider than anything anyway, so no worries about lost space anywhere else. And of course, power. And let's just store that there for now. This should only be half a bit, but let's just balance a little bit anyway. Just so we don't get a bottleneck right there. Can we do anything to prettify this just a little bit? I'm sure we can. Do we want to? Or should I just run away and not look back? Oh. Let's ignore the prettiness at least for now, and let's just have a look at our throughput. So this is all fine. This is working. It is waiting on more aluminium ingots. That's working on more, or waiting on more alumina. So let's fix that problem right here. Give me that. Good. The transfer here is good at least. This doesn't seem to be waiting for anything. It's probably all good. Do we get 7.5 plate per second now? Aluminium plate, that's per minute. What's 7.5 times 60? If it's bad, 5 times 60 is 300 plus 50%, that's 450. So we are basically at 7.5 per second. Yes, good. I believe in this setup then. And this should then start or stop backing up on aluminium ore. Especially when we're not running more efficient than this. Unfortunately, we don't have time to look at that in this episode, so thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.